Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here with a random collective reading. And if you're interested in a personal reading, astrology, or tarot, my information is down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. That would be amazeballs. I like to have a little message for the reading. And when I was meditating before this, all I got was, this is your sign. Yeah. And then the Ace of Base song, I saw the sign, popped in my head. So I don't know, whoever watches this, here's your sign. I'm going to do this goofy little deck right here. And I'm going to tell you something about these cards. Even when I do the readings in person, a lot of times they don't even make sense to me, but they make sense to people that it's for. So we're going to start with this for your sign. Tick tock. This is a general reading. It is also timeless. All of my readings are timeless. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If this doesn't fill your sign, or you're not looking for a sign, you're like, fuck signs, feel free to carry on with your blessed day. Separation. Okay. So I'm going to do two more. Passion and lucky. So something is lucky about a separation. We're feeling lucky and passionate and separate. I don't know. Again, if those fit for you, we've got a little campfire, a little division sign. It's lucky. Let's see what comes out in the tarot. The Magician and the Knight of Cups came out together. The Knight of Cups came out on top. That represents internal energies. So what we have going on the inside. The Knight of Cups is, this is like extending an offer, right? Offering something valuable, having something loving. The cups are water. That's unconditional love. It's our feelings and emotions. So the Knight is putting out a cup. And with this being on the internal and the way that I'm looking at it, the Knight is offering outwards and the Magician is behind it. So the Magician card is the alchemist. That's where we create our own reality. So we have all the tools available to us. The Magician has a cup, a pentacle, a wand, and a sword, right? So we have all the elements. We have everything that we need to create our reality, to create magic, to put something out there. It's the card of manifestation. So it's interesting that we have behind the Knight of Cups making this offer, we have the Magician, and the Magician is using the cup. We have all of the tools available to us. And at the moment, or what we are focused on, or perhaps should be focused on, is in that recipe is unconditional love. Okay. So we have unconditional love to offer. So what is in front of us? Because maybe we are feeling separated. Yeah, that's funny. We have separated. We have the fire, the passion. Maybe take a minute to cool off. Maybe you're feeling really passionate about something. You're fired up, but there's something lucky about it. All right, what's in front of us? The Six of Cups and the Devil. What the heck? Okay, look. So the Six of Cups, that's a card. I mean, it's a really sweet card. It's like memories of the past. It can represent children. It can represent soulmates. The reason that, the Four of Wands is like a twin flame card, which I don't really ascribe to the whole twin flame thing, but whatever. But like the reason that the Six of Cups is a soulmate card is because soulmates are, when you compare the two, soulmates is a sweeter kind of feeling, almost like a sibling love, but you can have the passion and all of that there, but there's that childlike care and concern for one another. So we want to create magic. We want to create something. We have all of the tools available to us. We may not know that right now, right? We might not even be aware that we have all of the tools available to us. And Spirit is pointing out that it is important to offer to, and the knights always represent taking action. So the knight is offering unconditional love. So we have the Six of Cups out here, making a sweet connection. This could also be, the Knight of Cups can be an apology. So this could be like extending an apology to someone from the past, because this is like childhood memories, reflecting on the past. It can be extending an apology. Now with it was the Devil card. So the Devil card is like feeling stuck. So I feel like we're looking at duality. We're looking at the sweet, like what we want to see. And it's in equal measure of maybe what we don't want to see. And we're separating them. Wow, this is kind of intense. Okay, so you know what? I get kind of fired up about all my readings. I'm not gonna fucking lie. But this feels like on a grander scale, I guess is what I'm saying. But here, we have separation. And this goes to like, we are all one, you can't look out and be like, okay, I want the sweet stuff, but fuck that, like devil stuff. We shine light on the dark, offering unconditional love to the dark. Forgiveness, the Knight of Cups. If it's not like an apology or something, it can be forgiveness, but just doing our best to offer our unconditional love to the world. Wow. All right. What's God see? There's a lot of cards that want to come out today. So God sees the Emperor. The Emperor is the divine masculine. It's boss energy. It's being in charge. It's taking control, knowing what we're doing, having like our own inner authority. Is amazing. And then the High Priestess is like the divine feminine, more in the spiritual sense. This is like the goddess, the spiritual aspect of the feminine, where we go within and we find, we follow our intuition, or we look for signs. It's funny because you have the pairs. It's the Emperor and the Empress, and then the High Priestess and the Hierophant, and they're in the first like 6 cards of the major arcana. And it's taking the Emperor, which is like the earthy masculine, and then the High Priestess, which is the more ethereal feminine. and they're coming out together with the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is being stuck in our mind. And this is what God is seeing when he looks down on whatever the fuck it is that we're doing here. Like maybe we aren't offering our love. Maybe, you know, with this fire coming out, it's almost like I'm feeling anger from that. Like but it's passion, you know. Anger is, I was watching some Catholic podcast for some reason the other night. It just rolled up on my queue. And there was a guy who was talking about one of the saints saying that all emotions or all feelings, even hate, it somehow goes back to love. And I wanted to dig into that a little bit further, because I had said a while ago, I was like, you know, hate is just love inside out. Like we hate something because there's something we love about it so much, you know, that I don't know. So maybe we're feeling this fire, which would be the wand in the magician card, the world that we're creating. So we're fired up, but we've got to remember to offer this like unconditional love out as well. And maybe we're separating. That's good. That's evil. This is, you know, there's these people, there's those people. Here's me. I'm on this side. You're on that side. Like there's a lot of separation going on right now. And I'm not even going to begin to try to tackle that. But as far as we go in our personal lives, when we bring it down to like the more narrow, like our tiny little world, can we like get rid of like sides, like this and that? Like, what about everybody? You know, I don't know. There's something about that. But because we're like stuck in our mind, the mind separates things. And here, the earthly, I got to think about that a little bit, like the earthly masculine and the ethereal, the more like heavenly, the other dimensional goddess, feminine. We know, like we're making things happen on earth. We're in control. Okay. So we're in control. The emperor is in control. We're doing things on earth. We're moving pieces and parts and like managing our life, but we have to regard the goddess, you know, where we go within and follow our intuition as a guidance instead of being stuck in our fucking head. And you can get to the high priestess from the Eight of Swords card, because see, she's got her toe dipped in water, and everything in the tarot is symbolic. That's why I absolutely love this like Rider-Waite deck. But her toe is dipped in water, and that water always represents spirit. So like we can get in touch with the spiritual. It really does not want to focus on that. That's quite all right. But once she puts her toe in the water, it's kind of meditative, but it's a reminder that she can come out of her head and go down into her heart, and then there will be calm. She's not really trapped. And the story behind the card is that she's only loosely bound. If she wiggled out of the ropes and took the blindfold off, she would see that she can walk out. This is feeling like we're stuck, feeling like we're trapped. The devil is also feeling stuck, feeling trapped. They have chains around their necks. I got to cover this up. I forgot. They have chains. They're chained to the devil, but even the chains are only loose, right? If they just pulled them off, they could free themselves. You know, the devil represents addictions, manipulation, control, but we only, you know, my dad told me this one time about money. He was like, if somebody loans or gives you money, it only has strings attached to it if you accept the strings. Like if they give you a gift, they give you a fucking gift. You don't have to like put strings on you. They're invisible. They're not really there, you know? And I thought that was like really good advice, but that's kind of what this means. Like we are consenting to feeling stuck. We don't have to actually be stuck. We don't have to actually be addicted. I know this. I got sober. And but we have to get out of our fucking head, because this is what'll mess us up. This is your sign. This is your sign. I'm always going to say in every reading, every day, get out of your head. But we're separating ourselves. When we feel stuck, we're separating ourselves. Hold on. I'm going to pause this. Okay. This made me think of, I saw something with Byron Katie yesterday, and I love Byron Katie, especially for like working with our mind. But somebody had asked her, what if someone, she was basically saying some weird stuff like other people aren't real, it's all you, it's all about you, and like it can get extra like that. Some of us may not be there. I kind of am, but everything is about us. And then they were like, well, what if someone is not being loving towards you? Like she was talking about being loving towards everyone, and seeing where they are, because they are a part of you. We're not separate. That's an illusion. And they were, okay, so she was asked, what if someone is not being loving towards you? What do you say? And she said, I understand. If I believed what they believed, I wouldn't love me either. Like, and that just really struck me, because it's like, well, if somebody doesn't like me and I put myself in their place and I believed the things about me that they believed, then I probably wouldn't love me either, and if we can be understanding of that, like, it doesn't mean that whatever it is I'm about to say, I don't know, fill in the blank. It doesn't mean that blah, blah, blah. But in your heart, can you go to a place where, wow, if I was looking at the picture in my head that they're looking at a picture of in their head, I probably wouldn't be very loving towards me either. Can you like acknowledge that and have compassion for that person? And then still, whatever, do your human thing with them. But this is about just energetically, like sending them love. This stuff is all, I want to call it subtle, but it's not. It's really not as subtle as we think it is. But even if we feel like it's only subtle, it can have a significant impact on how we feel. I mean, and this is true. I heard in AA, I can only control me and my reactions. I cannot control other people, right? So we can be the emperor. The emperor is in control. We want to be in control of ourselves and our responses. We may, when we read the flip side, like not the lower aspect of this card, it can be being controlling, attempting to gain control by gaining control of others, which we can't do, but we can tap into that inner feminine wisdom, that inner intuition, and control ourselves, move forward with love, with unconditional love for the sweet, for the innocent, for people that we feel sweet about, and for what we dislike or what we feel stuck to. We're stuck to someone that we have convinced ourselves we are separate from, and we are not separate. Maybe look at them as being a part of you. Maybe you're at odds with somebody, and but that could be a part of yourself. Like what they are saying to you, do you feel that about you? Are you fighting that? Is there a little piece of you, like a child inside of you that was yelled at for something, that is like othering the person who's mad at you, which then only makes matters worse on an energetic level, and I would argue in the material level as well. Let me see. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to pull one of these. Love this deck. And I have not memorized it, so I'm going to have to read the book. Let's make reading Oracle card books cool again, because I do it. There's no way I could memorize all of the decks that I have. Here we go. Dark Night of the Soul. Transformation, Awakening, Tower. We got the Tower card yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. 28. Let's read about this one. It's like, I don't even want to say the Tower card because I feel like in part, we've all been going through a tower, but the further people get down the spiritual path, the Tower card doesn't hit the same, you know, because we're kind of accustomed to like, well, okay, that fell apart. I think we get better at remaining I use non-attached or unattached. I don't use like detached because that to me implies like a not, you know, but more unattached to outcomes or whatever it is. So we may be going into a dark night of the soul, but this feels a little more global. And yeah, like maybe we're already here, whatever. Transformation, awakening, power, warrior. In darkness, I can cultivate my light. The tower, the deepest cave, the endless desert, a dark night of the soul is a period of extreme challenges, whether internal, external, or both. It is the fight with the dragon, the monsters in your head, the demons in your life. It is to experience a great loss or catastrophic confusion. It is the thing that every human wishes to avoid but cannot. It is a stirring of your soul, a call for the deepest of transformations, whether that be a reconstruction of your life, values, or self. These periods can take us to a hell of sorts. They take us to a place so deep within us that we think it will never end, a trapdoor through which we just keep falling into, a great void of dark experiences and painful emotions. It can strip everything away from us. We have no choice but to face the dragon, to find the treasure, to seek the light, to become the warrior we were always capable of being. This is when we become a more powerful version of self, when we learn the ways of the great witches who came before us and know that we are so much stronger, wiser, and worthier than we thought possible. We can earn our gifts in this place, those we were not born with, but were always meant for. Our new self is forged in the fire of transformation, and we can do more than just survive. We can become the light that we so desperately need. We can rise from the ashes and become the phoenix. We can awaken to the powerful truth of our own being. Pulling this card can confirm that you have experienced an evolution of your soul, that you have overcome or are capable of overcoming difficulties and receiving the gifts that come from that. As hard and as dark as it may be, you are learning the way of the warrior. This card also has an energy of transformation behind it. Perhaps you feel your soul is stirring and that it is time for new growth within, or you want to change your life, your beliefs, or your values. Listen to this calling and do not fear the dark if you already have your lantern and compass. So, yeah. Look how, like, we're forged in the fire of transformation, and we got passion. And then I love how, like, in a color sense, we got this lucky, like, thank your lucky stars. I mean, separation. You might be like, why is nobody else going through this shit? Or everybody else is doing great, or, you know, maybe we're experiencing envy or something like that. I feel like we are meant to be having gratitude for our challenges because what they're teaching us, and everybody is about to, this feels like a collective dark night of the soul. And for some people, it might be their first, you know, they've never been through one. And if you've been through one, you can get through them again and again. And that's why I think it's it's important to unconditionally love others because we don't know where they are. And if you believed what other people believed, you might be acting the same way that they're acting. Like if you have ornery energy on the outside of you, you can't only have the sweet and tender stuff. Like there's this too. You have your own attachments or we could be working on those addictions. Anyway, that was fun. I hope you have a great day on Earth. Thank you for stopping by. Peace. Namaste.